Welcome to Metro Vancouver Close-Up, the showcase for municipalities taking the lead in sustainability. A joint cycling plan for the City and District of North Vancouver has been developed with valuable input from cyclists. Now the route priorities are being incorporated into capital planning processes, and results are starting to appear. Cyclists living on the North Shore benefit from collaboration between the City and the District of North Vancouver. They're improving bicycle infrastructure using a jointly developed bicycle master plan.
Our staff and our councils have worked together to ensure that we have a master plan that links up all the bicycle routes. So that if we do a route in the city, we want to make sure that it hooks up with the District of North Vancouver so that people don't know they're going from one municipality to the other. It's seamless.
An ambitious feature of the plan is the 35-kilometer Spirit Trail, accommodating walkers and cyclists. When completed, it will run through 3 municipalities, from Ambleside all the way to Deep Cove. Some sections are already in use, but it's a work in progress.
The easy bits are done, so it's going to take probably another decade by the time we can connect it all the way with clearly marked routes.
Bike lanes have been included in the planning process for the new Lower Lynn Town Centre, currently under construction.
We're planning very, very carefully for people that are coming and trying to be very careful about adding the infrastructure, which involves cycling trails, as well as additional investment in transportation and upgrading the road systems and freeway interchanges in those areas.
We want to make it so that the bike's not in the way of the automobile. We want to make your drive easier and safer, and so we take the cyclists away from the automobile and make it safe for cyclists, make it safe for car drivers, and then people start to cycle in a big way.
Next door in West Vancouver, coach houses are now an option, and they're the 10th local municipality to accommodate growth in this way. Coach houses contribute to a neighborhood's range of housing choices, and they increase the rental stock. 4 more cities are considering coach houses too. The District of West Vancouver is planning to accept development permit applications for detached secondary suites, also known as coach houses.
In simplest terms, think of a coach house as a small house sharing a lot with a larger principal home.
Working with the public was a key part of approving the new bylaw.
During the community dialogue on neighborhood character and housing, West Vancouver residents engaged in a very in-depth discussion around future housing need, what they valued about their neighborhoods, and the types of new housing that could be introduced in a sensitive way. And through all those discussions, sort of coach houses came out on top.
Other municipalities have already embraced coach houses for their benefits.
A lot of communities look to these as a less impactful form of densification or almost invisible density, because for the most part these are located in a backyard where you might otherwise locate a detached garage.
This new type of housing allows for a greater variety of living options within the district.
How can we accommodate young families in our community, young adults, and our growing senior population? And that's conversation around aging in place. And aging in place is successful when you can stretch housing choices in your community.
Building coach houses also produces less waste than replacing existing housing.
So if we're going to reduce the amount of construction waste going to landfill by 80%, which is what's required to meet the Sustainable Region's targets for waste reduction, then clearly something has to happen in terms of the way buildings are demolished.
The building of coach houses often produces less waste than replacing existing housing.
Sustainability is often framed in terms of a technological advance or something new that we have to do, whereas I feel that often sustainability is about conserving existing things that we value and building new things that people are going to value into the future.
Welcome back to Metro Vancouver Close-Up, the showcase for municipalities taking the lead in sustainability. Urban trees are part of the natural capital that supports our economic and social well-being. Noise is buffered, stormwater runoff is reduced, and birds and mammals have homes. In Vancouver, citizens are learning how to care for their trees. In False Creek's Creekside Community Centre, these Vancouverites are taking a free course on becoming citizen foresters.
Coniferous, have cones, not deciduous, have leaves that... So today we're doing the citizen forester training. Citizen foresters are volunteers. We train to be able to train others how to plant and take care of trees.
The City of Vancouver has set a goal of planting 150,000 trees by 2020 as part of a broad effort to make Vancouver the greenest city in the world over the next 6 years.
So our goal to plant 150,000 trees is an ambitious goal. It's actually not that difficult to plant them. The challenge is keeping them alive and keeping them thriving. So having citizen foresters means that wherever that tree is in the city, we've got people on the ground who will be able to look after the tree.
What was the important thing we learned about depth?
Not too deep.
Not too deep.
Trees provide a lot of benefit. Obviously, they provide some aesthetics to our residents that they really enjoy, but they're also really important for water management, especially as the climates are changing. We need to have adaptation strategies. They're very important for shade.
When we get around trees, we just feel something. We feel a connection. And I think that's why people are joining the program. That's why people want to become citizen foresters. That's why we sold more than 3,000 trees this spring, all online. It's that people have a need for these trees that maybe they can't articulate it, they don't understand why, but it's definitely there.
We set policy goals at City Hall and we have staff who implement them, but ultimately it's the residents who own those policies. So making sure that they have some kind of way of connecting with them is really important for the city and exciting to see the growth of the Forester program.
Standard energy systems lose a great deal of energy during transmission, but small systems like Lonsdale Energy deliver over short distances to nearby population nodes. It's more efficient, and all of Metro Vancouver benefits from these greenhouse gas emissions reductions. Started in 2004, the Lonsdale Energy Company, which is wholly owned by the City of North Vancouver, continues to grow.
In the past 2 years, we've increased the number of buildings connected by 50%, and we increased also the length of our distribution system by 50%.
Lonsdale Energy was just commencing its first phase 10 years ago.
The very first mini plant is located immediately underneath and adjacent to this particular building across the road from Jack Loud's court, servicing quite a number of buildings.
10 years later, a 6th mini plant has been added to Lonsdale Energy's network to help service the 54 buildings and 3,200 residential suites currently connected to the system.
The mini plant that services our Marine Drive area is a heating plant with 2 natural gas-fired condensing hot water boilers.
These boilers heat the water to about 80 degrees Celsius and pump it to an energy transfer station where it mixes with water heated by other inputs and is pumped to clients.
So the beauty of district energy is its flexibility regarding the type and location of the energy sources in relation to the customers.
Other sources include geothermal energy and 120 solar panels on the library rooftop.
For every kilowatt hour of energy that you get from, for instance, sewer mains and cooling systems, you can displace 1 kilowatt hour of natural gas, and with that the resulting greenhouse gas emissions.
We're in a position of connecting a lot of buildings without even having to develop the distribution system. So I think the rate of growth of the distribution system will slow down in the coming years, and we will be just connecting more and more buildings.
Within a decade, Lonsdale Energy has become a model for district energy in the region, and it looks poised to continue bringing efficient, clean energy to its customers. Get more stories at metrovancouvervideos.org. Our thanks go to the municipalities, community groups, and individuals who shared their input. I'm Dagmar Timmer. See you soon.